Good afternoon. Welcome to Air Shores Prepping. I'm your host, Greg. Well, America just became more dangerous. And the reason I say that is because the Supreme Court leaked documents, which I'm sure you've all heard about Roe v. Wade, is supposedly going to be overturned and sent back to the states to enact their own laws regarding abortion. I don't want to know your stand. I'm not offering a stand. The reason I'm saying it's become more dangerous is because we are now going to be forced into choosing sides. We will be labeled even more, and people will be becoming more agitated and pursue us more vigorously. There are protests currently outside the Supreme Court, 12-foot high fences going up, topped with razor wire, where we've seen that before, January 6th. And protesters are now squaring off against one another, saying, I'm right, you're wrong, vice versa. But now protests are going to be held at the homes of conservative justices and protesting their thinking. That's never been done before. And it is condoned by the White House. They're not denouncing this. The liberals are actually encouraging people to get into other people's faces at their private homes, intimidate them, intimidate their families. Now, it's fine if they're conservatives. It's fine if they are on the opposite side of the liberal thinkings. Anything goes. But once it happens to a liberal, then all hell breaks loose, as we've seen with January 6th, an overreaching of government use of intimidation, forces, and arrest, and the judicial system. So when it is an unequal balance, it becomes extremely dangerous for those that are standing up for their beliefs. Joe Biden has now denounced 50-some% of the population who support Make America Great movement and denounced that movement as the most politically dangerous organization in the United States and a threat to American democracy. So 50-some million people are now potential domestic terrorists, in his words. And that would be the people who are standing up against the school boards of critical race theory, standing up against teachers who are teaching kindergarten about the sex, gay love, the perversion of what nature is. And if you are standing up against that, then you are a potential domestic terrorist. So, yes, the United States has become a much more dangerous place as we are seeing it. And now the men in black, the thugs of the Democratic Party, are going to be working overtime during the summer and prior to the November elections to intimidate, to insult the people who wish to exercise their freedom of speech and the right to vote. That's coming, folks. I strongly urge you to stock up on food. 8.5% inflation, more like 10. And if you've already stocked up, you're ahead of the game because the wages are only increasing 5%. So we're behind by 3.5%. The missus just went and got some half and half creamer from the dollar store. We were paying $3 for it. It's now $4 in 1 week change. The juice that she likes went from 85 cents to $1. That's not 8.5% inflation. It's far more than that. I don't need to be a mathematician to see that. 2 years ago, gas was $1.59. Now, today's prices, I haven't seen it, but it was $4.09 yesterday, $4.13 in a couple other places. So the less you have to go out and buy groceries, because you're raising your own meat, you're raising your own vegetables, you're raising your own fruits, apples, plums, pears, berries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries. They all grow great here in Ohio. You should be doing that. If you're saying, I live in an apartment, I can't move out, you can still keep your job, find another place to rent, go in halves with someone else, take a roommate if you have to. If you have a family and there's only one of you working and there are other people I've been working since 12 years old. So when you tell these kids, hey, you get out and mow the yard and work, there's nothing wrong with that. I've been working since I was 12 years old. And it didn't kill me, it helped me. People need to start chipping in and carrying their weight. That's what it's going to come down to. So please be on the lookout. Keep your head on the swivel. If you don't have a gun and you are allowed to buy one and you are lawfully allowed to purchase one, I would strongly urge you to do so. I would strongly urge you to take lessons from a professional on how to shoot and safety of that firearm. I would strongly urge you to learn maybe how to throw a punch if you don't want to buy a firearm. Learn some basics. Learn some self-defense. It's going to come down to that, in my opinion. Be aware of your surroundings. That's the most important. Know where exits and entrances are when you go into buildings. See where you can get out, see where you can get in, see where you can hide. Just mental note. But these are all things that are going to become all important this spring and summer, because the White House is not denouncing the protests and violence. They're actually encouraging it. And they're protesting against someone. And those are the people that are conservatives standing up for their constitutional rights. That would be you and I, folks. Get ready. Get yourself right with God. Get baptized in the name of Jesus Christ. Greg out.